Taphouse.
Hi guys, welcome to the Taphouse podcast. I'm your host E, where we rate beers amongst other things, and you rate us. And the beer we have on tap is the Tornado Shark American Strong Ale, and it's brewed by the Lone Pine Brewing Company. I had some of their beers before, and I was pleasantly surprised. So I decided to get their another beer from the brewery again and check them out. Cause look at this, man. This is a beautiful thick beast, big boy here. Let's go ahead and get into the beer and see what it says and what it has to offer here. Tornado Shark, our American Strong Ale uses American 2-row malted barley and caramelized Belgian malts. It is hopped with 2 robust cone American hops, 68% of which are added to boil during last 15 minutes. This beer is named after 2 things that strike fear in those who cover before the terrible and an unknown and such. Oh, cower, my bad. Tasty notes: dark amber with a sticky toffee colored head, malty sweetness with hints of nuts, dried fruit, and burnt sugar. Nicely balanced. This brew is so good it's inspired an entire movie franchise. Ingredients is American 2 rows and 3 Belgian specialty malts, whole, cone, Columbus, and Sentinel hops, house of yeast. Okay, let's see. Well, I think we already discussed the Lone Pine Brewery Company on the other podcast if you want to listen to that. But this beer itself, it is 8.1 alcohol by volume, and it's 16.9 fluid ounces. They're $10 for a 4-pack, which is not bad at all, especially for good beers. And hopefully this one here does turn out to be a very good beer. So I'm excited about this one. Again, what the box says here, it says, now it's okay to drink alone. Obviously I'm alone here, but Emma's outside literally right now taking care of Gigi. So that's teamwork effort here. I have my puppy down here with me right now. I'll show y'all my puppy how big she's gotten. But let's go ahead and get to this beer, guys. This is what we are here for. Cheers. I wonder if it's a twist top. Nope, it wasn't. Son of a gun. I need to get a new bottle opener. Jesus Louises. Son of a bitch. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go up there real quick to show you the pour. Hopefully it looks good out there. And for the listeners, I will describe it. I don't know how could it. You know what? I'll just put it right here. The pour is going through the cup into the other cup, and a little smokiness. You hear that? Look. It looks like honey colored. A little bit of darkness into the middle of it. Looks really good. Jesus, that is pretty cool. I like that. I love the pour. I've been trying to master my pour, and it's getting there. I believe it's getting there. Hold on, my puppy's chewing the wires down here. She's alright. She's not chewing nothing. It smells wonderful. So that's the first thing I like about beers. For me, the beers, they smell really good. It gets me excited because it ramps me up because I feel like the beer is gonna taste really good. Oh my gosh, Hato. Puppies are amazing. That's all I gotta say. Okay, so as you can tell, for the listeners out there, the bottle of this beer is the design is basically a tornado shark, a shark coated with the tornado, basically from the movie Tornado Shark, or a Twister. Not Twister. Sorry, is it Tornado Shark? The movie? That's what it's called. I haven't seen none of them, but I'm guessing they're fans since they made a beer out of them. But basically, for the viewers, here's the design. I'll take a picture. Hopefully, it makes it's a better design out there here on the front of the camera or through the video. But for the listeners, it's a pretty cool design. I like it. And let's go ahead and give this another smell real quick because I love smelling beer. And for the rest of the beers, I'm gonna put them down here on the ice. I'm not gonna drink all of them by myself. Well, maybe I will. Today's episode is gonna be a little bit of a personal one. So hopefully it doesn't get too crazy like normally does. Oh my gosh, Hato, you almost dropped the light. I had to stop recording because I dropped this light, and then they're very flimsy. But I don't know. I guess you got scared because of the cans. But anyways, let's go ahead and smell it again. I apologize. I'm taking forever here. It smells good. The color itself, it's dark honey, kind of looking like it. It's a little bit darker than usual, so the IBU must be at least, I would say, 50% or a little bit 60%. I feel feel like the hops are there, and not as much. I could see some of that stuff coming up there, but I mean, I'm not professional here. Again, podcaster, amateur. I just made up something. Anyways, let's get into it. It's just what I expected. Literally, the only reason. Sorry, I'm going pretty loud here. The only reason why I got it is because of what the flavors were saying here. And whenever they told me, whenever it said it had the burnt sugar, I was very intrigued about how that would taste like. But the dried fruit, I knew it was gonna give a little bitterness, but not a lot. And I figured that was one of the main cataclysms. Not cataclysms. Sorry, that was the main reason why I bought this beer, because of those ingredients. And then toffee, also toffee. Those I feel like hearing it on this described on the can is what sold it to me. So for people out there who design beer, I think I really recommend y'all going into detail about your beers, because it really specifies how much you put into it, how much work you put into it, and also it lets you know, or us know, for the people who are buying the beer, that you put the effort to just show us exactly what else it has in it. Because most of the beers, when I look at it, the design's cool and whatnot, but I don't know what the hell I'm getting myself into, and I'm just either surprised or bummed out because it's not as good. But at least here I know what those are, and I could appreciate that. So I really appreciate Lone Pine Brewing for doing that, because that's actually something that the reason why I bought the beer. And it's for the bitterness, it goes on very smooth, so I really appreciate that too. I mean, this is a really good beer. I really appreciate it. You know what? Honestly, I don't appreciate it. Honestly, I tend to not really know what's a good beer. Well, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyways, basically, this beer is really good, and they did balance it very well. And usually I make a face, as you can tell some of my other videos when I drink a beer. When it's really strong, I make a face. This is pretty good bitterness and refreshing at the same time. But everything that has accumulated in this beer, I think is perfected. I honestly think it's really great. And for the viewers out there, I recommend you check them out. And for the listeners, and for the people who are watching out there on YouTube, I really think y'all should try this out. I really 100% put my check mark on this son of a gun, because this beer for me, it's gonna be a yay. So we're gonna go ahead and just boom, tap that review. It's getting a little bit more difficult to review by myself, just because I like to bounce off of people when they're with me, but I have to deal with what I have to deal with. There's been some updates about the COVID stuff again, so I mean, you know what? I'm not really gonna go into that. I'm not gonna go into it as much as I would like to, but more people are getting affected, and more closer to my friend's side. But luckily, my family has been very blessed that they haven't gotten close to people who have it. But at the time right now, I do have some people who I know who have been tested positive, and it's just a scary situation, because you just don't know exactly when you're gonna get it. Sometimes I'm fearful that I might have it, but I mean, I did get tested, and I am negative, which I'm grateful for. But you don't know when now. You don't even know when you go outside, and one day it's like, oh, somebody just passes by and you breathe in their particles, and there you are, kind of screwed and infected if you don't have your mask. But I know in Texas right now, they are having implemented a rule that you have to have your mask wherever you go, businesses wise, and then outside, if it's a gathering over 100, you have to have your mask. So I'm glad that they took the precaution to go to that point. It took us a while to get to that point. And I know many people are upset and who are, crying over about situations that they can't breathe under their mask. It's just, I remember when I first wore the mask, I never liked it because I just hate smelling my own breath, right? Because I just I drink coffee, so I smell coffee when I eat food. I can smell my own food. But once you get used to it, once you know how to fucking wash your face, first of all, right? Brush your teeth as much as you can. So I decided, after a while, I got used to it, and I do work consistently with it. Doctors work consistently with it, and they're all fine. It's just getting accustomed to it, getting used to. And if you think about it, you're basically protecting your identity if you're out there. Like, say if you have a girlfriend or an ex that's out there, that not a girlfriend, sorry, an ex or somebody you don't even like, and you go out in public and you don't want to cross paths with them, but the mask kind of helps you out to, you know, prevent yourself from being known who you are. So that's kind of like a little bit of a secureness of security. So like, I think you go by the benefits of wearing a mask. First of all, you're not gonna get sick, you're not gonna get COVID, and you're not gonna spread it, or people are gonna spread it to you. I mean, obviously it's still there's still a chance you can get it, but it's, at least it minimizes it. So you could take the benefits of that out. Take the benefits of actually being kind of a incognito of people who are around you, so the people won't bother you. You know, like, it's kind of when I see somebody with a mask, I don't really find myself going up to anybody or anything like that. I don't think nobody does in those moments, but that's a plus, you know, just being left alone. And then also, you know, you could design a good mask. If you wear a good mask, it looks cool, kind of like a ninja. I don't know, for me, it's just, there's a lot of benefits to it. Yes, it takes some getting used to if you haven't worn a mask all your life. I've pretty recently started wearing a mask because of COVID, but I really wish I kind of want to wear it now more than not, because it's just safe. I remember seeing people wear it across the seas, and like they kind of made it like a normal thing, even before the pandemic. I mean, I'm sure there was other reasons why they worn it now, but if this turns out to be something that becomes more of a norm, then I'm okay with it. You know, it's fine. The bars, maybe it's gonna be some difficult. I'm actually seeing people wear masks at the bars. That would be kind of interesting. Like, at least you don't, I don't know, that's kind of crazy. Like, hey, you know, at least you have barriers of you don't have a crazy psycho guy kissing you right away because you have your mask on, you know, you're covered. And like, at least you know if he's making the movie, he wants to make out, you have your mask on, so you're kind of protected on that sense. And if a guy and a girl wants to make out with you, you're protected in that sense too as well. There's another layer there's another layer to protect you from crazy people out there who want to do like forcefully go on you and things like that. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen next in the future. I believe now we're not going to go back to what we are normally used to. I know some people are going to be like, once this is over, we're going to get back to how we are. Yeah, this and this and that. But maybe there's only like a small majority of those people. I feel like the majority of people now just want to be more safe. And I mean, obviously a lot of us, many of us, even me included, I want to go out and just have fun and party. But I mean, I don't really care. Like, at this point, it's more of just, I guess COVID made me in a way kind of just look into who I am in general, and it made me stop and thinking of myself, and just building my positivity around myself. So it became something that I had to learn how to be with myself, and that's what I'm focusing on now. Is just making sure I'm okay with where I am now and how happy I am. And I want to lean into that a little bit more, because let me go ahead and start with this. Let me prefix this here. This weekend has been a weekend where I had to really think about myself and accept things how they are. I remember, I forget who I was listening to on the podcast. I don't know if it's Joe Rogan or somebody else, but I remember somebody saying you have to accept your karma, right? I'm a guy that's a religion person. I'm a guy that believes in also spiritual stuff, and I'm a guy that believes in science. You know, I mean, I'm sure I might not be in the majority, or if listeners out there, y'all might be in the same way I am. You know, I have different beliefs and stuff like that, and so in my mentality is like, you know, there's things that happen for a reason, and I believe that so. But then there's karma, and I believe that spiritually, if you do something to a person and it's something bad, you know, and you don't face it and deal with it, karma will eventually get you, or whatever that is, it will come at you. And I've been a person that if I ever did something wrong to you, or if in general, if there's things that I've did to people who I kind of wish I could go back in time and fix things, I'm a type of person I'm a type of person, if I do something wrong, I want to fix it. I feel like there's always a way to fix it, and that's how I always have my mentality. You know what? I did this wrong with somebody. Let me fix it. With a friend, I might have said something wrong. Let me go fix it. Like it's a habit for me. If something that I feel like I could fix, I want to try to fix it. But sometimes you just gotta let things be. Especially like if you're in fault. Say if something that happened wasn't my fault in general, or like if it was something that was out of my control, then maybe the person will understand, okay, well, it wasn't his fault. But things that you make choices of, like if I made a decision to do something wrong a girl, or a decision to not call a friend for a couple of months or years and then call them later, like you can't fix that no more. You avoided the situation of not texting a friend or not keeping updated with him. And with that, like there's like, if he left you, he's not your friend no more. And that's totally understandable, because the way to fix that obviously is to text him right away, but I pushed it off, and then whenever I do contact with that person, they kind of don't text me back, and I want to fix it, but I can't no more, because that was my fault, and I never took advantage of it. The same thing when it comes to a woman, like if I cheated or if anything like that, and I try to fix it, and like it's just not gonna work. I mean, I'm sure girls give second chances to guys, and I'm sure people do things differently, but in my mentality, like if I done you wrong, I'm gonna accept the karma now. Like I think now for me, it's acceptance. I'm learning to accept things as it is now. Obviously, like you want to do your best to fix that, but I guess what I'm trying to say is once you've done that, once that initial time that you try to fix something doesn't work, then learn to accept it. Learn to accept what you did is wrong. Learn to accept who you are in that time. It's not who you were now, or how you are now. And I think now this whole weekend, like I've learned to accept a lot of things that happened in the past that I have no control over now. And I learned to accept the karma. And the karma itself, as much as it hurts me, or as much as I want to get back to the same mentality of like, okay, I could do something different to make it feel better. Now I'm like, okay, if I'm sad, or if I'm crying over something, or if I'm just feeling down, I'm like, look, this is my karma. I have to accept this. The way I see it, the only way to become a positivity is like, look, you're going to feel this pain. You know how this pain feels. So once you learn how to accept this pain, you could deal with it in the future on your next relationship, or your next friendship, or your next job. Learn what you did wrong. Feel what you have, this anger inside of you. Learn that you don't want to go through that again. So you need to move forward and accept that karma. Because if you don't accept the karma, you dodge that karma will come back and bite you. So I am literally accepting everything that happens to me, even if it's not the best case scenario, even if I feel like I can get off of bed. I accept that karma because it was something I put myself into. It was a mentality that I put myself into. And now when I look at it now, I mean, it took me a couple of days, obviously, but I mean, it actually took me a long time. But like today was the first time I woke up, and I think I woke up crying. It was weird. But I remember telling myself, this is my karma. This is what I have to do to move forward. This pain is something that I'm going to remember, because I won't want to go through this again. I won't want to hurt the people who I love again. So this karma is going to be my karma, and I'm going to accept it and move forward. And as long as this karma is here, I'm gonna willingly open my arms to it and embrace what I have to suffer through. That's kind of how I feel at the moment. I haven't really gone into the whole spiritual thing. I mean, I do kind of get the gist of the karma stuff. And for me to feel that way, like if I could accept it, it makes me feel really good. It makes me feel like, you know what, this is my own suffering hell, or it's my own jail cell in some sorts, And I have to do the time where I feel like once karma feels like I'm able to release myself, then I go ahead and release myself into happiness. It's a really spiritual kind of way of seeing things, and I feel like, yeah, people might see it as like you're just basically putting yourself into a difficult situation because you're letting yourself feel those emotions without having to ignore it. But it's just not that. Like I feel these emotions, I don't ignore it, I accept it. I accept those emotions because I learn from those emotions, because it will make me a better person in the future. And like I said, it will make me a better person as a friendship, as a boyfriend, as a husband, if I ever get to that point, as a best coworker, because I learn from those emotions. I don't want to push those emotions away. I don't want to ignore those emotions either. I want to accept it. I want to accept all that karma. That's how you grow as a person. That's how you remember those situations that you put yourself to, those situations you put yourself into. Because if I feel sad, right, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go ahead and go get a beer and whatever. I want to go ahead and work out and just ignore those feelings, but then whenever that happens again, you're gonna keep doing other things and ignoring it, and it's for me, it feels like it's unhealthy. But the way I see it is like, if you have those feelings, indulge in them, accept it, feel those feelings, feel those emotions, feel all that anger you have inside you, all this sadness. Let it all out in that situation. Let yourself feel. And then once you feel, accept what you had, accept what you have in that moment, because that's not who you were in the past. You accepted what you are now, and you're stronger. Every day that feeling is gonna shrink less and less. You're not gonna cry every other morning. You're not gonna be sad every other night. A little by little, you're gonna be, you know what? Okay, I felt that. It felt good. I accepted it. Let's move on forward. Let's move forward now. Because let's do what we have to do to make ourselves feel better. So then after that, you could work out. After that, you could do whatever you want to do. Art, creative, write, bake, hang out with friends and families. Because then those emotions are not stuck inside of you. You're literally out there emotionless free. I mean, not like in that way, you know what I mean? But like, you're just not having this, you don't have this big old burden stuck inside of you because you don't let yourself feel. But once you end up feeling, then you're able to do whatever you want without any emotions, and you don't base your choices off of emotions either, because you let yourself indulge in those emotions to get over those emotions. I'm saying emotions a lot. But yeah, that's how I kind of happened this week. I've learned to accept some things, and it's hard. You don't want to accept a lot of things because you feel like you could do something about it, And I tried multiple times, especially when it comes to friends as well. Like I have a lot of friends that I've really let go, and I didn't want to. It's not because I don't want to talk to them. It's not because, I can't take the time out of my day. I can. I just choose not to even care at the time, and that's something I have to accept, that they're not my friends anymore. Something that I have to learn from, and the feeling of loneliness. I have to learn from that situation. So I accept what happened. What distance between us happens because it's my fault. Take accountability of situations and decisions you make of yourself, and I feel like that's what I feel like I'm doing. I've done more now, because I feel like that's what makes me a coward at times. It's like I don't accept the accountabilities that I do, and it shows a lot. I dance around the bush, especially when it comes to other things, when it comes to relationships, things like that. Like I wasn't a good person back then, but I'm a better person now, and the only reason why is because I learned from those mistakes, especially because I don't want to feel what I feel now. I don't want to feel those situations of sadness or sorrow because of like my stupidity. And like I said, accepting the karma, it makes you a better person. And I don't know, for some people it might make me seem weak for sticking those emotions. I'm sure people are okay with just working out and never thinking of those emotions until they get fucked up or drunk in the middle of the club somewhere, and then they get sad and cry about this one lady or this one friend or a job that they hate the rest of their lives. You could be that person. You could be that person that doesn't care. You could be that person just as a straight asshole and doesn't even give a fuck about karma. Like, you know what? It's meant to be. Fuck it. Whatever. I keep doing what I gotta do. I love myself. Like, are those people out there too. But the person who I am is I love to feel. If I didn't have any emotions, that would fucking suck. I love to feel. I mean, I don't love to feel sad, but I love to have that feeling of like if you feel sad, at least you know why you're sad. You know, it's for a certain reason. Like, then that makes you think. You know, it makes you appreciate where you're at the moment. It makes you appreciate other people around you. Feelings make you appreciate yourself more than anything. It makes you self-aware of how fragile the world is. So I really don't know if I'm the only person who feels that way. I mean, if anybody out there is listening, if you feel like maybe, oh, this guy's really depressed, I'm not. I'm really. It's crazy. It's a crazy feeling. I've accepting how I feel makes me feel better because I know I can move forward. And I know eventually I'll get to a better point in life, and I'll end up becoming something better in the future, and a better person and a better human being. You know, I think for me, this is something that's great because I finally got to the point where I learned to be okay with it. It took me so long to be okay where I am now. Like, it took me so long to focus on myself. I mean, in some ways, I feel like COVID forced me to do that. And, I mean, it sucks, but I mean, that's how I see it. But I'm okay because I accepted it. At least I'm here. At least I'm doing it now, and I'm doing something different about it. So for all the friends out there who I've haven't spoken to, I apologize. And if you're not in my life again, I totally understand. But again, like, if you ever want to talk to me, I'm here. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And for all those past relationships that I ever had, if I ever did you wrong, and if you for some reason listen to me, I don't know, hopefully you're not, because I mean, you're happy, you know, and you're married and all that stuff. But if I ever, if all those times that I was a dick, or if I did something wrong, then I really am sorry in the bottom of my heart, and I deserve everything that's happening to me. So I'm accepting it, and I want to move forward. But I know eventually it's gonna take more time, you know. It's going to be a situation where it's not going to end right away. Like today, like I said, I woke up today in the morning crying, and I know why. But I mean, I can't tell you why yet, but it's basically because I felt like I lost somebody, and that scared the fuck out of me a lot. And that made me realize, like, wow, like, I'm dependent on one person particularly, or I'm dependent on like other people, like, without being dependent on myself. Like, that kind of made me realize I got to really focus on myself. But I let myself indulge in those feelings. I let myself figure out why I'm feeling that way, you know? Because if I ignored it and just say, screw it, go back to sleep, or, you know, just go run, like, I wouldn't know what to do. But in that moment, I knew why I was feeling that way. I knew why. And I realized, okay, what do I have to do to pivot around this and to be a better person, be better for myself? So I decided to do what I did, you know? I cried. I let it all out. And then from there, I got up. I walked my dogs. I thought about it a little bit more. I listened to some music. And then once my emotional state was once I was out of the emotional state, I was like, okay, I understood why I went through that. I understood why I cried. You know what I'm gonna do right now? I'm gonna go ahead and run. I'm gonna mentally relax my mind, and I'm gonna go do a run. You know, because I don't want to run out of anger, because then every time I run, I'm just going to associate my running with anger. I'm going to associate my running with sadness. No, I want to run because I fucking love it. I love running. I don't want to associate my gaming because I'm sad or anything like that. I want to associate it because I love it. I love gaming. I don't want to draw out of emotion. Yes, emotion and art go hand in hand, I think. And I believe, and I think that's true. But all my drawings when I'm mad, like when I'm really emotional, when I've done, they have never been good at all. Like, my best drawings are when I'm happy, when I'm the happiest. Even some of my dark drawings are when I'm happy. It's just because I thought about a thought. I thought about a dark thought, and I just, you know, grabbed that emotion, I took it out, and I put it in the art. It wasn't like I was engulfed in the emotions of sadness and then drew. No, when I draw something dark, it's like, okay, what's a good emotion I want to grab right now? Okay, I remember that one day, I grab it, and I use it, and I borrow it. I don't stick in that, indulge in the sadness and draw. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, don't do things out of emotion. Like accept emotions and then do what you got to do after that. I don't know. That's how I feel, and it's like I said. This episode was gonna be more of a personal kind of, but also emotional. I'm not like it's because I was gonna come in here and talk about random shit, but that's not who I am. I mean, I'd say that's who I am in other episodes, like playing around, but this episode wasn't gonna be like that. I already kind of thought what I want to talk about regardless. Oh, fuck me, hold up. But man, this beer is really good. Yeah, I just want to let y'all know, if you're out there feeling some type of way, sad, or you're confused on what you want to do in life or in general, just take it step by step. Learn to appreciate yourself. Learn to accept who you are and what your blessings are at the moment, and just it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay in the future. Like I said, like I think I've heard. Let me. I want to read this from Tobey Maguire, because I have friends, and let me see. Let me show you real quick. I have wrote it down because my phone's over there recording, so I can't really look it up, and the computer's over here, and my eyes are like super crappy. So, but this is what Tobey Maguire said. I might have some character traits that some might see as innocence or naive. That's because I discovered peace and happiness in my soul. And I've met a lot of people who are like, I'm not naive, but like who are people who, how you have that person that you look up to, or they're like, oh, you look so innocent, or oh, you're so ditzy. Like Laura was one person that people always say she looks so innocent, like, but she's just happy, and like she got to the point where she could be emotionally happy by herself. And a lot of people who are happy, like people call innocent or naive, like they're not, man. Like they mastered that inner happiness, and like I really appreciate that. And when I saw Tobey Maguire's quote about that, I forgot where I fucking saw it, but I had to say it on the podcast because I feel like that's what we all need to thrive to is happiness and your inner soul and your mind. I guess it's one. They go one in one. But I mean, once you're happy, you don't have anger in you. You do become, innocent and naive in some ways, but not like in a bad way. You become innocent in ways that you look at people and you want to help, or you want to just be kind to others. Like I feel like kindness could like quadruple into like more kindness around the world. Like we need that now more than ever, especially with everything going on. Like the last time I've been out, like I haven't really, I don't know, right now emotional contact with any human being is very, how you call it, it's impossible at the moment unless you're using dating apps and you're meeting up. Then but then again, you're kind of risking yourself transmitting a disease that's always going to be out there, and also transmitting a pandemic disease, COVID. So like you have to ask, hey, have you been tested for this and that? And hey, I've been tested for COVID. Sorry, I don't know. I'm sorry. That was a stupid joke. But basically, I mean, that's the only thing I think about is if you're online and you're dating and you want meeting up people out there in public. But yeah, I just haven't seen any like, I don't know, like personal communication with human beings with each other. Like I've been going now, everybody's been avoiding everybody, which is rightfully the thing you should do now. But I just hope one day we could go back to what we used to be, but better, not back to what we used to be just because before the pandemic. No, I want to see us go back to society after the pandemic. Once we already learned everything that we've been through, except what we did as in going out to the bars and stuff like that. That's wrong. Because I remember whenever I went to the bars before the pandemic shut down, before everything shut down, like I went to the bars before everything happened, and I accepted my consequences. I could have caught COVID, but I didn't. Thank God I didn't. But I made them crucial mistake to go out just because emotion. I literally went out because I was emotional at the time. I didn't want to be at home. I was so fucking emotional. I said, fuck it. I risked my own fucking life to go out there. And that was one decision I regret. So that's why I'm kind of hitting home is don't make any decision out of emotion. Let yourself indulge into your emotions and then just let it all out and then figure out what you need to do. This beer is really good, and I know I am being redundant when it comes to this topic, but I really had to hit it home. I really want to hit it home for everybody out there who is feeling the same way as I am, or who was, and for those who don't feel the same way as I am, I'm happy that you don't feel that way. I'm happy that you're able to feel happiness in your life, and I'm glad that you don't have to go through the situations what other people have to go to. I'm not in the worst case scenario. Hell no, I'm not. Like, if anything, mine's just little compared to other people. But if anything, like, people who even people who don't have that much of a significance of a troubling life, like, they still need the help of a friend, So don't think just because you're bitching just for something so small, and that person over here really has something to bitch about. Don't make it seem like he doesn't need help either. He does need help too in some ways. But I know this person might need more help. But regardless or not, like, I think even if a person is complaining about something so insignificant that life doesn't, like, it's not even an ounce or even like as much as this person over here is feeling, because but either way, don't deny the fact that they need help. Help them out if you can. Like, even if it's, hey, hang out with me for a little bit, or hey, you want to do something? Like, just little small things help. Just don't say they're a pussy. I'm not saying nobody call me pussy. I don't think nobody's calling me pussy. I fucked their ass up. But like, I don't know. Like, just be kind to others. And if you're a friend that needs help, then ask for it. I know it's difficult to seem vulnerable, but I've caved in a couple times that I didn't want to talk to my friends about situations, but I'm like, you know what? Like, I really need this advice. Like, and I don't want to make an emotional decision out of my own thoughts. And I went ahead and talked to one of my closest friends that I have, and I have multiple. Thank God I do. And they helped me a lot. And most of them, they helped me out to make it. A lot of them, they helped me out not to make a embarrassing decision or embarrassing thing. It's good to have friends. It's good to have those thoughts. It's okay to ask for help for situations that you don't know what the fuck you want to do. In your mind, I know I'm not the only one, because I do this a lot. I think about what I'm gonna do. I think about what I'm gonna say to this person, or I think about what decisions I'm gonna do, and I keep repeating it in my head. I keep repeating it until it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me because I repeat it, and it makes sense to me because I want it to happen. But once you explain to somebody else, they're like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?" And in that moment, you realize, oh shit, I was too much into my thoughts and too much into my emotions that I'm like, I didn't even see it that way. Like, I that's what you need for somebody. You need a different perspective. And when you go talk to somebody else about what you were wanting to do, and you realize, wow, I was fucking stupid. Why did I even think of doing that? Then that really kind of helps you and motivates you to speak out about situations that you feel. And it's still, like I said, even to this day, it's still difficult to bring up how I feel to my friends, because I know that they're gonna be right. I know what they tell me is like what the actual thing I have to do, but I want to avoid those decisions for what they think and just go with mine. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that I like to. At the end of the day, I think about what I gotta do and what they tell me, and I kind of meet in the middle. And I don't do it out of emotion. I just wait after a couple of days or weeks, and then be like, okay, let me go back and visit what I was thinking, and visit what my friend told me, and see what was a better situation or what else I had to do. In some cases, I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gonna do nothing. Either of them are horrible choices, and I'm just gonna accept it where I am. And if I'm not out of an apartment, or if I still have money, and if I'm still secure in my job, like, then I'm good where I'm at. I'm happy. I'm grateful where I'm at. So there's nothing to complain about other than that I'm just emotional. So yeah. And then maybe because I'm emotional, because I feel like I got it from my father. Speaking of my dad, like, he loved that episode that came out about his interview on Father's Day. I think, I don't know if any listeners have seen it or heard of it. It's all in Spanish. But he literally, I told him literally when I got to my parents' house, which is today, so on Sunday. You know what? I'm gonna put this episode tomorrow. Like, I really wanted y'all to have my thoughts right on the next day, so y'all, it won't be irrelevant. But I showed him the episode on the YouTube channel, and I showed him on his video, and literally he put it on. He didn't turn it off. He kept watching it. He watched it all the way until it was over, and he was smiling. He was smiling the whole way, and that really made me happy because I'm like, God damn, he loves watching himself. Same thing that I do. I love watching myself. But he enjoyed the episode, and this is why I do this. You know, it's I guess for people who just enjoy, I don't know, just who enjoy the conversation, who enjoy watching me. Like, I could literally care less if I'm like if I'm have 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers. If anything, I all I care about is the conversation and the fans that I have that likes to listen to the full episode, because at least, like, you know, at least that makes me feel good that they're listening. And also because, who was it? There was a rapper who was talking about this. Damn, I forgot his name already. I forgot his name. But anyways, he was talking about, like, he really respects people who say they want to do things and they make it to fruition, and they bring it to real life realization and everything like that. Like, they, like, say for instance, I say I want to make a podcast. I've been speaking about it for 2-3 years, and all of a sudden I had one. You know, like, I don't know, like, the way he spoke about it, the way he said it, made me feel really good about myself, because I mean, there's been people who said that it was a stupid idea, and there's people who thought that, like, oh, that's cool, you know, like, there was always half and half, and I needed both sides, because at least I know, like, I need both perspectives, because I need to see what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. But the fact is that I'm almost in my 100th episode, and I've been trying to do this since day one, and I've had a relationship at the beginning of the podcast and then now, and seeing myself grow or not grow sometimes, you know, because I would like to be stupid about things. It feels good. It feels good doing what I said I was going to do and doing it. It might not be the best podcast out there. It might not be the funniest podcast. It might not be nothing. Maybe the reviews of the beer are the crappiest. But it's mine. And I made it to fruition. I made this. With my friends, I made this. With support of my friends. My host, Kay, my brother-in-law, both brother-in-laws, my sisters that ended up supporting me. J Trey, who thought this is cool as fuck idea. J Trey's friends who will support me. I don't know, like, it's just, I just want to say thank you. And I'm obviously, this is not a milestone that I'm going for. It's just the fact that it's a human being conversation with another human being conversation through the internet. And it might be because I'm drinking beer and it's hitting me now that I'm feeling a little bit emotional, but I'm just happy that I'm able to do what I said I was going to do for the first time in my lifetime. I still haven't graduated college, so that's another thing that I had to work on. I haven't there's a lot of things that I said I was going to do and I haven't done it, but this is the only thing that I've always said I was going to do that I did, that I was able to do, and that is a good win. And I really think that, like, you know, I accept where I am, and I accept the decisions that I've done, that some things aren't getting done, but this podcast got done. You know, I was able to do it, and this is one step in my future that I have to really focus on and get better at, you know, because I said I was going to write a book, and I said I was going to do a graphic novel. I was going to be a teacher, and I haven't done all those things at all. And I know why, But I've done this, and this is what makes me happy. Here's what I like to do. And I've been so bad at it. And I accept those followers who I have lost. I accept anybody who I've lost. Just because I haven't done anything fun, or I haven't brought anybody on, or because I'm not a person y'all know. But I'm happy who I have. I'm happy who I have here listening. And I hope y'all listen to it more. And, it becomes something of a norm for y'all. Man. I remember. Sorry, that was a buzz me. Let me get another beer real quick. Don't worry, guys. This is gonna last a 50 minutes episode. It's like basically like 5 minutes left. But I knew this episode was gonna be a little bit personal, and I hope that I don't come off so emotional, So I needed this conversation with whomever is listening, and I just wanted to I wanted to feel good about it. And I was gonna record on Friday. I was busy. On Saturday, I literally lost track of time, and I had to finish a lot of other shit. And today, I did what I have to do. I ran my 7 miles. I worked out. Hato has been a beautiful, amazing puppy, and I've been potty training her. After I ran, I was gonna record the podcast and go to my parents' house, but Hato, come here. But I passed out because I was tired. Come here, girl. Let me see if she wants to come on there. Come on. Hato. Come here. She likes to, when she's scared, she pees. Oh, she's peeing. Well. It's okay. Come here, girl. Come here. Well, I mean, she doesn't come. It's fine. I'll grab her whenever she usually comes in my legs and passes out. But the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah. I passed out, so I ended up not doing the podcast right away because I was gonna do the podcast at 6 a.m. in the morning after I ran. But I'm here now on Sunday night around 11:30 p.m. and I work tomorrow morning. So. Which I'm waking up tomorrow to go work out because I want to be better at working out. I want to not slack off. So this episode will come out tomorrow. I'm gonna edit it tonight. The video itself, like the YouTube channel, could possibly come out Tuesday, or if not Monday afternoon. But my dad's video, I'm gonna edit it to make a snippet so I can watch that too as well. Here she is. Come here, baby. Alright, so look, here's how big my puppy has gotten. I don't know if I've seen the first time, but this is who she is now. Say hi. Say hi. This is Hato. Yes, Hato. If you watch PewDiePie, he says, hey, Hato. I think that means bye in Swedish. I'm not sure. But I thought that was a cute way to call a puppy. Hato. And whenever I get mad, I call her Hato. Hato. But this is her. She's a Yorkie mixed. She has colored eyes, which is amazing. She's a girl. She is 9 months. Like, what baby? You scared? Alright, I'm gonna let her go. Well, she can stay here. Oh, you're so cute. But yeah, Gigi, the mother's outside with the M. So, anyways, I just want to let you know about all that stuff. It's been a good episode for me. Honestly, this has kind of been like a open dialogue. Well, I don't know. I mean, not open dialogue because y'all haven't talked back to me, but I really wish I could do that one day. Have a stream where I could have y'all conversate with me and have beers with me and stuff like that. If I get big one day, then yeah, I would love to do that with y'all. Twitch, because I do have a Twitch. Eli Runner 08. If y'all want to watch me, I haven't put anything on yet. I've been practicing how to edit it and how to stream it. But me and my brother-in-law are gonna play Destiny and do raids and stuff like that. And I think Laura is gonna eventually have. She wants to play with us for the last month before school starts and stuff like that, and she wants to play Warzone. So I haven't done that before, so I want to do that. So yeah, I'm accepting where I'm at. I'm accepting the situation I am in. Am I happy right now? Fully happy? No. No, I'm not. That's okay though, because I know eventually I will be. But am I okay where I'm at health wise? Am I okay where I'm at secure wise when it comes to anything else? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm great with that. I'm super blessed. Emotionally wise, I'm still kind of broken a little bit. And obviously, I blame myself a lot because I let myself not accept things. So now I'm accepting it. I'm accepting karma because I know once I accept karma, eventually karma will balance itself out and the slate is clean. I don't think it's like that specifically, but I always say I could do better all the time. I always say I could do better to other people all the time. But I think if I accept my karma, one day I know for a fact the positivity will come, you know? I just gotta be a better person. I gotta be a better boyfriend. I gotta be a better friend. I gotta be a better person, a human being. Gotta be better at everything. I gotta learn, you know? I gotta learn from my mistakes and my faults, and I gotta move forward. And I think I'm doing that. I really think I am. And yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Fuck me, right? This podcast is not like any other podcast out there. I don't have any fucking jokes after some weird conversation, you know? I don't sugarcoat shit, you know? This is who I am. This is who y'all get. If some days I get emotional, or some days I go off the rails, and that's who I am. You know, today is kind of one of those emotional episodes where I'm like, I just need to talk about it. You know, that's where my mind is right now, the state of mind, and I just want to just mention it, you know? I want to speak on behalf of it. And for those who are scared to speak on behalf of how they feel, speak up. I want to be your guidance to that conversation with whoever you want to have it with. Yeah, I don't know. Now, I know this episode is going to be called Acceptance for sure. Or Accepting. I don't know. Probably Accepting or Acceptance. Accepting life or fuck, I don't know. Some bullshit. And that's one thing too. I don't play the algorithms either. Like when I go to YouTube, whenever I name an episode, it has to be something that we talked about, even if it's the stupidest fucking thing ever. I mean, I could just say, "Oh my gosh, PewDiePie," blah blah blah. You know. By the way, I've been watching. I know this is gonna be like, okay, I'm done with the topic of me and emotional. So this here, if you want to just cut off, it's fine. I'm not gonna be on here any longer, but I have been watching PewDiePie's stream about The Last of Us 2. And man, it's weird. Like like I enjoy it. And what the fuck? Give me 1 second. I watch those streams because I don't know. It's cliche to say you watch a streamer and like, or YouTube. Well, I don't even call him a celebrity. I call him PewDiePie or Felix because he's a person to me. I watch him because it takes me out of reality sometimes, and I just get to enjoy the moment. It's weird. I don't know. Like, I always see those people say, "Oh, you changed my life," or "Hey, you've been a great person to me," or this and that. Like, I've always seen those things, and I always thought that was kind of cringe, but I get it now. You know, I get it. Like, there's like after I gone through those emotions and I felt those emotions, like I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do now? And like I look at that PewDiePie channel, I'm like, I want to watch PewDiePie. And in those moments, I'm literally just forgetting everything, and I'm happy as fuck. You know. I'm enjoying him, you know. I'm enjoying him playing the game, and I'm enjoying Last of Us watching him play. You know, it's crazy. And he also has a lot of philosophy like he always talks about philosophy whenever he feels it. Like right now, like the only reason I'm speaking about this is because I've thought about this all day and I want to talk about it. He does the same thing too. Like he talks about philosophy whenever he feels like whenever it's appropriate to. But he also talks about books and things like that. Like he's very knowledgeable. So like in my mind, like when I watch him, I don't know.
I get emotional and happiness, and like I'm like I really understand. Like I don't know, like that for him, for his where he's at, it's amazing. And yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say, but watch PewDiePie if you can. And for those who talk shit about him, like whatever. But yeah, I know he's been one of the main reasons why I kind of am happier in a way. And I watched Last of Us, and he played the whole game, which is a very controversial game right now, especially some people hate it. It's like half and half. I agree with PewDiePie most of the time whenever he talks about The Last of Us 2. But I can't say that the last part of The Last of Us 2, by the way, spoilers, I guess, if you haven't seen it, I just want to mention it right now. So I would say, you know what, after this episode, bye, because I think I'm gonna keep talking about it for like a good 5 minutes. But The Last of Us 2 at the very ending, they really hit to me home, because I feel like I can relate to Ellie. And I mean, obviously I have a lot of friends and a lot of family members who are there to support me. But in some ways, in some nights, and especially those days that I cry, I feel exactly how Ellie feels at the last scene of Last of Us 2. And and that scene itself kind of boosts the game up a good 10%, because the whole game I was like, I don't give a shit, And then I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, and this and this and that. But the last scene, I'm like, I kind of put myself emotionally in her state of mind, and I'm like, fuck, I kind of feel the same way right now, I mean, obviously her thing is completely different in the game compared to what I am, but just doing what you want to do and fixing things and things you could do, like that's a good example of like just accepting things, because she could have accepted things as they were, but she couldn't. She wanted to fix things. She wanted to fix what was going on. Again, if you haven't seen Last of Us 2, spoiler a fucking alert, but she wanted to fix what happened to Joel. And I mean, obviously I understand, because I want to do a lot of shit like that too. If something happened to one person who I loved, and it's almost a father figure. But at the end, she lost everything. And I think that's what I'm afraid of, And I kind of could relate. Like, I want to fix everything that I did wrong. But at what cost, Like, am I going to, like, if I don't fix it and it doesn't work out, then everything that I tried to even fix, gets lost. I don't know. And that was something on a Friday night or Saturday night, and it hit me hard. And that's probably why I woke up crying on Sunday morning. Or like tearing up. I cried. But it hit me hard, and I was like, fucking shit. I can relate to the whole last part. But the album itself is beautiful, and it's amazing. So yeah, it's crazy. Sorry, let me put my baby girl down. Go down. It's okay. Sorry, if you're tangled on my. Here we go. She's a little chunky, overweight. She eats a lot. I try not to feed her a lot, but she eats a lot. All right, sorry. This episode has been emotional for me. I mean, I'm not. I could have cried a couple times, but I said fuck that. Anyways, I really appreciate whoever's listening, and if you feel the same way, you're not the only one, and we'll get through it eventually, or whatever you're going through, and whatever I'm going through, I know I'll be okay. Yeah. So I raised my cup in the camera for the listeners. I appreciate you for listening. I'm gonna end this episode here because I don't want to go any longer, because I gotta edit this motherfucker. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being supportive, whoever you are, whoever watching. Thank you for being supportive, and thank you for a great almost a year. It's been past a year. Oh my god. Oh shit. I am not gonna fucking get emotional right now. I will get emotional off there, because that's who I am, because I gotta get into it. but I'm fine. Thank you again for listening. Thank you for watching, and for those viewers out there, just subscribe to. For listeners and viewers, subscribe to Taphouse podcast. I also have an Instagram. I'll link it down below. I also have a Twitch, Ellie Runner away. Thank you for another great day, and tomorrow is Monday, which is probably today for y'all. Y'all have a blessed Monday, and I'll see you guys next time, which eventually I will have a second video, because there's going to be 2 videos per episode a week, but I missed this last week because I didn't know what to do at the time. But I know what to do. I know what to do now. But anyways, so just stay tuned for the other video. I'm not going to say what day it's going to come out, but it's going to come out during the week. But 2 videos a week now, so stay tuned for that. And it's not gonna be a whole hour. It's gonna be like literally like a 10-minute video. Yeah. Anyways, you have a great day, and just be kind to each other, and we'll get through it. Bye.